The three important aspects of gas exchange in the lung are ventilation, diffusion, and perfusion. So ventilation is the movement of air in and out of the alveoli, and perfusion is the how blood flows around the alveoli in the capillaries, and diffusion is the movement of gas across the alveolar wall to the capillaries from region of high concentration to the lower concentration. In lung, it occurs as a spontaneous movement of gases between the alveoli and the blood in the pulmonary capillaries. Gas exchange at both the pulmonary capillary and tissue capillary levels involves simple passive diffusion of O2 and CO2 down the partial pressure gradient. Simple because no carrier protein is required, passive because no ATP or energy source is required, and diffusion is the movement along the gradient. So, exchange of gases occurs by simple passive diffusion. The four fundamental laws of diffusion are Dalton's law, Graham's law, Henry's law, and Fick's law. So Dalton's law is the total pressure of a gas mixture is equal to the sum of the pressures that each gas in the mixture would have independently. That is, the partial pressure of each gas is equal to the partial pressure of the total gas mixture. So the total atmospheric pressure is equal to the partial pressure exerted by the oxygen plus the partial pressure exerted by the nitrogen and the partial pressure exerted by the carbon dioxide, which is equal to 760 millimeter of mercury. Graham's law. Graham's law states that the rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to the square root of its molecular weight. The lighter the gas, the more rapidly it will diffuse. So the molecular weight of oxygen is 32 and CO2 is 44. So oxygen diffuses faster than the CO2. Then Henry's law. Henry's law describes the behavior of gases when they come into contact with a liquid such as blood. Henry's law states that the concentration of gas in a liquid is directly proportional to the solubility of the gas in that liquid and partial pressure of the gas above that liquid. The solubility coefficient of oxygen is 0.023 and for CO2 is 0.592. Therefore, CO2 dissolves 24 times faster than the oxygen. Then comes the Fick's law of diffusion. It is the most important law, the most fundamental law of diffusion. Volume of gas transferred across tissue is directly proportional to the surface area of the tissue and partial pressure difference and diffusion coefficient and inversely proportional to the thickness. So volume of gas transfer is directly proportional to the surface area, diffusion coefficient, solubility by the root of molecular weight into the partial pressure difference and inversely proportional to the thickness. So volume of gas is equal to, that is V, which is equal to A multiplied by D divided by thickness into the pressure gradient. So now let's see what is respiratory membrane or diffusion membrane. In lung, there are about 300 million alveoli in two lungs, and the alveolar walls are extremely thin and there is a solid network of interconnecting capillaries in between the alveoli. Thus, it is obvious that alveolar gases are in close proximity to the blood of pulmonary capillaries. So, gas exchange between the alveoli and capillaries occurs through continuous layers of membrane, and it is known as diffusion membrane or respiratory membrane or alveolo-capillary membrane. The thickness of the respiratory membrane is 0.2 to 0.6 micrometer and total surface area is around 70 meters square due to 300 million alveoli, which is wrapped up by the capillaries. The 6 layers of respiratory membrane are the surfactant layer, the alveolar epithelium, the alveolar basement membrane, and the interstitial space, and capillary basement membrane, and capillary endothelium. So factors affecting diffusion. Fick's law gives us a number of factors that affect the diffusion rate of a gas through a fluid. First is the pressure difference between the diffusion barrier. The partial pressure of oxygen in alveoli is 100 mm of mercury and partial pressure of oxygen in the capillary is 40 millimeter of mercury. So the pressure gradient between the alveoli and capillary is 100 minus 40, which is equal to 60. So oxygen in the alveoli will move into the capillary until the partial pressure equilibrates in both the compartments. So coming to the partial pressure of CO2, for CO2 diffusion, the partial pressure of CO2 in the alveoli is 40 millimeter of mercury and the partial pressure of CO2 in capillary is 46 millimeter of mercury. So the pressure gradient between the alveoli and capillary is 6. So CO2 in the capillary will move into the alveoli until the partial pressure equilibrate in both the compartment. This is how the pressure gradient influences on the exchange of gases. And the surface area of the respiratory membrane and diffusion coefficient, that is the solubility of the gas and molecular weight of the gas, and the distance the molecule needed to diffuse. The diffusion is dependent upon the surface area, diffusion coefficient, and pressure gradient and thickness of the membrane. Surface area is decreased in cases of emphysema and atelectasis, which can affect the diffusion process. And thickness is increased in cases of fibrosis and pulmonary edema and pneumonia because of intraalveolar exudates and interstitial edema, which can affect the diffusion process and can result in significant hypoxemia. So coming to the measurement of diffusion capacity, we know that Fick's law of diffusion states that the volume of gas transferred is directly proportional to the surface area and diffusion coefficient and the pressure gradient between the alveolus and the capillaries, and inversely proportional to the thickness of the membrane. But it is impossible to determine surface area and thickness. So when all combined, it gives the diffusion capacity of the lung, which is the volume of gas transfer divided by the pressure gradient. The carbon monoxide gas is used for measurement of diffusion capacity because it is entirely diffusion limited, because it depends upon the diffusion property of the barrier, not pressure gradient dependent. So property of a diffusion limited gas. The amount of gas transferred between the alveolus and the capillary is dependent upon the diffusion property of the barrier. It is independent of the partial pressure in the blood, as equilibration of partial pressure in the alveolus and the arteriole doesn't get a chance to occur. So if a subject breathes carbon monoxide, it moves rapidly across the barrier and forms very tight bonds with the hemoglobin. But even though large amount of carbon monoxide is taken up by the RBCs, almost no increase in the carbon monoxide partial pressure is observed. Therefore, the amount of carbon monoxide that gets into the blood is limited by the diffusion properties of the blood gas barrier and not by the amount of blood that is available. This is known as diffusion limited. In contrast, nitrous oxide and oxygen are perfusion limited gases because the amount of gas transferred between the alveolus and capillary is dependent upon the amount of blood passing through the capillaries. That is, it depends upon the rate at which the partial pressure of the gas in the capillary reaches the alveolar partial pressure. So, perfusion limited gases are not used for measuring the diffusion capacity of the lung. Thank you.